You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real as Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. Our goal is to get 20,000 of our fans contributing $50 each for the whole year. You can make this possible. RolandMartinUnfiltered.com.
Well, it seems today, you can find racism in a stone. I mean, it just seems like it's all over the place, even maybe sometimes when it's not. I'm not particularly familiar.
What the hell does that mean?
With this anchor. Well, that standards for racism are not what it used to be. You actually had to say something racist.
Actually, first of all, you read the story when a white executive, David Friend, is saying in the story, first of all, that questioning someone who's black. When you have Peter Dunn who says he doesn't like the face of the black anchor. When they say that the black anchor, Yuki Washington, I don't like his jive talk. Why is he always dancing? When the black female anchor, Brooke Thomas,
how is that racist? How is saying jive talk racist?
Are you serious?
I mean, what I'm talking about is racist.
Wait. Are you saying when a white, hold up, Lee, are you saying when a white male executive says, I don't like his jive talk, what the hell is that?
So that was never in common use? Jive talk was never something black people said to each other?
What the hell are you talking about? You don't want to... Hold on, stop. Are you being serious right now? Or are we being punked?
No, I think you pick and choose. So we didn't say anything about Joe Biden talking about the word thugs, but if Trump uses the word thugs, somehow it's racist.
Hold on, stop. Don't come on my show. No, Lee. Don't come on my show with bullshit. When Obama used the word thug, no, Lee, no. When Obama used the word thugs against Baltimore, he got his ass lit up. Don't even try that.
You didn't say anything about Biden.
No, Lee. You're not going to shift this to Biden, Obama, and Trump. We gonna stay right here on CBS. I'm asking you, if a white boss says, I don't like his jive talk, you telling me that has no racial connotation?
Do you know what jive talk means? Do you know what it means?
Oh, my God.
I mean, because we can say, oh, well, I don't like the fact that he's wearing a red shirt. Well, I guess somehow that makes the white person racist.
Hold up. So when the white male boss says, I don't like her face to the black anchor, what is he talking about?
Well, let's put it in context.
Lee, you know what? Lee, hold on, Ameshia. No.
And ask a question.
No, hell no. No, what we not gonna do is the crap that you doing right now, because you're not going to be a black apologist for racism.
I'm not apologizing.
That's exactly what you're doing. Oh, my God. We can find racism in Iraq. I mean, that's not racist. So what is it? Is it colorful?
Roland, I think just as much as there are white people who can be racist, there are absolutely black people who can be racist.
We are talking right now about white. Hold up. We are talking right now. We are talking right now about two white executives who have been accused of making racist comments by two white executives.
And again, I think this is the point, Roland. This is the point, that racist comments had to be racist. If black people can say something to another person, or if it was in common use at a particular time, somehow today it's racist when it was not racist before.
Boy, bye.
And I think we can anything.
Boy, bye. Lee, you could take that bullshit to somebody else's show. Lee, that's nonsense. Lee, it's utter nonsense. What you saying right now is absolutely, undeniably ridiculous.
I have dealt with employment cases where I've worked on behalf of clients, whether that's a prison union, whether that's someone in a business. Comments like that do not rise to a level of actionable racism.
Candace, you're a lawyer. Can you respond to this nonsense?
Has she worked on employment cases? I have. I've got experience.
Candace, go ahead.
Yes.
So in this particular case, when you are dealing with someone using racially filled tropes describing someone who is of color, That does amount to something, especially when you are threatening their job and taking them out of it because of that. Not only threatening, just in Yuki's case, but there was another woman who worked there who was removed after a few months. Producers don't work there who are African American. In the past 6 years, you've got 2 women who left high-paying jobs because they could not take the racism and misogynistic tone from higher-ups. So what we are saying is that there is a case that is being built. Evidence is coming forward, and this is why these men have been temporarily suspended from their position. So a case is being built. It hasn't gone to court yet, but there is evidence. Sure. The evidence is strong. And let me tell you, there are going to be more people that come to the hotline, more people that will be sharing their information and stories in order to build a case. This is what people said in the Me Too movement. Oh, nothing's going to happen. And look what happened.
So Lee, let me ask you this question, Lee. You don't find it strange that in Philadelphia, that's 43% black, this station hasn't had a full-time news producer in 6 years?
So I think the whole point of that question is bias.
Actually, no.
It's a bias question.
Actually, I'm asking you a question.
You have to look at the way that the question is phrased. You have to look at, it's not just 43 million people. It's how many people
are qualified. No, it's not 43 million. It's 43%.
Oh, 43%. It's how many people of that percentage are qualified. How many of them have journalistic degrees? You can't just throw out a number and say black people. You can't do that. Do you actually
wake up with this bullshit in your mind?
I'm convinced, Roland, Lee, I'm
a 31-year member of the National Association of Black Journalists. Are you telling me, Lee, you say you in New York? You in New York, right?
I am, yes.
So if there was a law firm in New York that's a major law firm in New York City, which has the largest concentration of black people in America, and if that law firm was all white, would it ever occur to Lee to say, how y'all all white in New York City? Would Lee go, well, I think this is going to take into question whether any qualified black lawyers actually applied to work here at the firm? You're not going to say that, Lee. You're going to say,
Roland,
how in the hell y'all don't have any black lawyers here? But so
that's not what
or are you going to say, hey, just give me a group white hug, we good?
Roland, I think what we have to realize is that when you make things about race that are not,
hey,
you
Lee,
look at how many people.
If I see a room full of white lawyers and ain't nobody black, that ain't race?
It's not, Roland, and I think that's the problem.
It's just all white?
It's not.
It's just all white.
How many people. For example, let's take your legal field. Let's take your legal example.
No. I'm gonna stick with the journalism. All I'm asking is this here: if I got an all-white newsroom, 6 years, not somebody left, we didn't replace them in a year. 6 years, no full-time black producers at all. You telling me that's not an indication we got a problem? Knowing full well that Philadelphia is one of the top 5 media markets in the country, and there are people all over the country eminently qualified who would love to work in Philadelphia. Are you telling me they ain't a problem?
I'm telling you, you're looking for a problem where there may not be one.
No.
Look at the people qualified. Look at the application.
Lee, that's stupid. Lee, that is so stupid. Lee, here's why it's stupid. Lee, let me ask you a question. Lee, let me ask you a question.
You don't want the answer.
Lee, I'm a question. Have you ever sat down with television headhunters?
I can tell you that I've been in boardrooms.
No. I asked you specifically.
I can tell you.
No, Lee. Answer my question. Has Lee ever sat down with television headhunters?
No.
I have.
But that's not indicative of racism.
Wait.
It's not.
I have. 19.
Do you want
I,
me to
Lee,
respond?
Lee. I am educating you about my business, which you know nothing about.
And I'm educating you on reality. You seem to know nothing about.
1990, board meeting of the National Association of Black Journalists. We had a meeting with the top headhunters for television. Frank Maggot, all of them. They said, oh my God, we just have difficulty finding qualified black producers. The nonsense you just said. Sitting to our right was Callie Crossley. Callie Crossley was the top producer for medicine at ABC's 2020. Callie Crossley, Oscar-nominated producer for Eyes on the Prize. Callie Crossley then said, how many do y'all need? They said, well, what do you mean? She says, y'all said y'all can't find any. She says, how many do you need? Give me your category of.
This is exactly
I'm not done.
what
I'm
I
not
meant.
done. She said, give me your category of, do you want 5 years experience, 10 years experience, 15 years experience, 20 years experience? So Lee, when you say, oh my God, did any qualified actually apply? Yes.
Well, how do you know that, Roland?
Because
how do you know
Because
that?
Lee, this is what happens when you read. You're asking, how do you know that, Lee? Because I know my business. There's a lawsuit that's been filed against CBS in Miami where they were pushing people to only be freelancers. There's an entire body of people who are freelance producers in Miami, in Philadelphia, in New York, who are eminently qualified, who they would not hire for full-time positions. Lee, I know because I know.
Again, I'm not saying that that's not true. I'm not saying that that's not true, but I think, but I think what you are missing.
How do I know?
What you are missing is that you can't take a percentage of people. You can't say, oh, well, there are 43% of black people live in this particular area, so there should be, maybe something equivalent to that, or maybe why aren't there more black people? It doesn't work like that, Roland. I'm sorry to tell you, but
Lee,
the world doesn't work like that.
Lee, are you trying to see, Candace and Ameshia, this is what's silly when black conservatives make these arguments and they literally are essentially apologists for white supremacists.
That's not what I'm saying.
That's
and
what
I think if you say that, you obviously are not listening.
Here's the deal.
Because I'm happy to explain.
I am smart
Will
enough
you
to
let
know.
me explain?
I am smart enough to know, Ameshia, that when I can walk into a room, ain't no black people, and then you ask the question, how y'all all white? And then it's like, oh.
That sounds like a question that someone who's racist would say.
No, that's not
because you're assuming. You're assuming.
Ameshia, go ahead.
Lee, the dichotomy you use is the same one that white supremacists have used for decades. Well, black people
don't
just
compare
may
me to
not
white
be qualified.
supremacists.
You don't have to be educated.
Actually, Lee.
It has been proven faulty over and over. Lee, I just listened to you talk for almost 15 minutes, sending all of America off. So
apparently
please,
you haven't learned anything.
Anyhow, what we have heard time and time again from people who do not want to hire black people is that they cannot find qualified black people. That has been proven faulty time and time again. As a fellow member of NABJ and somebody who has worked in various news stations, what I have seen is talented black person after talented black person not get the same type of review as you would somebody who is not black. Black people who've been told, oh, you can't come on because you don't have a certain look, which means that look is your skin tone. So when you look at something like what we saw at CBS, where they're talking about jiving and dancing and all of that, I have no understanding in my head as to why you as a black man don't understand how that's offensive. But, flow by your own boat. Anyway,
because I think you're just too sensitive.
Who are of color can see that when a white person says that, they are saying it to diminish you. They are saying it to diminish your talent. It was used as a trope against a man who was known in his community, who was esteemed in his community, who had a legacy of career wins. This was not something that was said in a joking manner. This is something that he said over and over again. And it is a pattern of behavior that was done by executives at CBS to shut out black people. And I think that for a black man to sit up here, regardless of what political stripe you are, you may be a conservative, fine and good, whatever, but you cannot, in good faith, be here and talk as though racism does not exist in these situations. You cannot argue
let me tell you
that.
This.
Wait, Ameshia, go ahead. Hold up.
You cannot.
Wait, hold up. No, hold up, Lee, hold up. I'm gonna go to Candace. Candace, this is very interesting. If I went into a neighborhood and I said, or let's say I went to a mortgage office and I said, let me ask y'all a question. How is it that every loan you sign is for white folks? How how is it? And then if I say, how you in a diverse city and every loan you process is white? Anybody who understands housing discrimination, what they would then do is they would do these studies where they would actually send testers in, and then they would actually test them. It is undeniable when you're talking about major cities in America, are the top TV stations: Los Angeles, New York City, Chicago, Dallas, Philadelphia, Houston. Okay, I can go down. And you say, y'all ain't got no full-time black producers? Like zero? What's up with your hiring practices? Who's doing the hiring? Those are basic fundamental things. And Candace, I would think for an attorney, you sitting here going, let's get to work. Go ahead.
Right. I smell a case coming. Now, here's what typically happens in newsrooms for people who don't know. They will hire people on the anchor desk who reflect the community, right? So you look in Detroit, Michigan, they have a large Muslim community, people of color too. They typically will hire someone that looks like someone in the community. Atlanta, you go down, you have a lot of anchors that are black, of course, because Atlanta has a large population. What unfortunately happens in these newsrooms is that the people who work and play together in the newsrooms, they are the gatekeepers of people who don't look like them, because they have to play and spend long hours, and they don't care to be amongst them. That's on the producer side. On the other side, black women especially have always had to negotiate the way that they looked on air, from their hair to their size to the width of their nose. There's always been something where executives have had something to say, which is why often when you are in these newsrooms, you're the O&O. You're the one and only. All right. It's not just, at different levels of operations and different, in academia, that's how it happens. Here is how it happens on boards of big companies. That's just how it happens. There has to be a change in the infrastructure, a change in the system, so that people can understand that their mentality in saying, oh, I can't find someone who's qualified for this job is grounded and rooted in racism. Lee, I have said to you before, I would like the key to the parallel universe that you are in. It seems rather
you're living in it.
No, wait now. Finish your comment, Candace. Go ahead, Candace.
It's real.
All right, Lee, you guys. Lee, wait. You got 60 seconds, and then I got to end the show. Go.
As someone who is an attorney, I mean, you should know that's just not how it works. I mean, you don't have boardrooms, you don't have law offices that are flowing with black people or not because it's racism. That's not the reality. And Ameshia, I'm sorry to tell you, but you're going to have to open up a book or read the news or something, because that's not what's happening in the real world. I have 3 degrees.
I've worked in news. Trust me, I have my understanding. I'm presidential administration. Don't try to check me.
And I can tell you, Ameshia, that you still have a lot of work left to do, because when everything is racist,
you need to learn about critical race theory. You need to learn your place.
A large picture. When everything is about race, and Ameshia, I'm sorry to tell you, but that's what you're making it. You're making everything about race, even when it's not.
Disgust me, and I'm going to tell you why. Because for you, it's not racism unless you get the N-word.
Hold on, one second. Hold up, 1 second. Lee, hold up. Lee, hold up. Wait. Lee, I'm giving you 20 seconds. Ameshia will have 30 seconds to respond. Candace will have 30 seconds to respond, and then I'm into the show. Go.
I'm saying, as a black man, I have no problem calling out racism when it happens, when it exists, when it happens. But when we jump on every single thing because someone said one comment or because someone thought of something, that's not racism. And we're taking it too far. Justice Scalia said in an opinion that these comments are going to equate to living in a society with civilian.
20 seconds is up. Ameshia, go. Ameshia, go.
Lee is one of those conservatives who feels as though unless the N word is said or a cross is burned in your yard, it's not racism. I've heard this time and time again from Caucasian conservatives, and I think that Lee has swallowed he has drank the Kool-Aid there, and he is here spewing that same stuff. It's depressing, it's frustrating, but it's more of the same when it comes to conservatives denying that racism exists.
Candace, go.
Lee, if you had told Anisha in the middle of a workroom that the three of us worked in that she needed to read a book or open up a newspaper, you would be fired, and I would make sure that it would happen.
And I could tell you that I would have a very good loss.
That is it for us. All right, folks, back to our Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment.
It's time to be smart. When we control our institutions, we win. This is the most important news show on television of any racial background. Y'all put $2, $3, $4, $5, $10, $15, $20, $30 on this and keep this going. What you've done, Roland, since this crisis came out in full bloom. Anybody watching this, tell your friends. Go back and look at the last 2 weeks, especially of Roland Martin Unfiltered. I mean, hell, go back and look at the last 2 days. You've had sitting United States senators today, Klobuchar and Harris. Whatever you have that you can bring to Roland Martin Unfiltered to support it, please do, because this information may literally save your life.
Watch Roland Martin Unfiltered daily at 6 p.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, or Periscope, or go to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered Daily Digital Show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. Our goal is to get 20,000 of our fans contributing $50 each for the whole year. You can make this possible. RolandMartinUnfiltered.com.